Welcome to the show you need, but we're too shy to ask for.
This is Cynthia and Josie's Unmentionables, created and hosted by us, Cynthia Loyst and Josie Dye.
We're here to help liberate all of us from those stories that often fill us with shame.
We'll be getting down in the dirt, sharing our most embarrassing, challenging, and uncomfortable moments.
We want you to join us on a journey that celebrates not only our unique stories, but also the imperfections that make us human.
Welcome to Cynthia and Josie's Unmentionables.
Well, as you saw there, it's a spicy new podcast and video series tackling the topics that sometimes many of us feel a little too shy to talk about. It's co-hosted by two fabulous Canadian personalities on our screens and airwaves, Cynthia Loyst and Josie Dye. Thanks for joining us, ladies.
Thank you.
So nice to have you. So excited to talk about this. So this was actually started during the pandemic. I want to know what sparked the fire. So Cynthia, did you reach out to Josie? How did this get going?
You know, we kind of knew each other through the course of being in broadcasting. We've met, she'd been on the social before. But what happened was we actually decided to start a learning pod during the pandemic.
Yeah, my son has a disability, so I wasn't sure what the pandemic would look like. And I got a few neighborhood friends, and we met together, and we had a basement pod. Our kids were learning school. But what happened was, there were a lot of secrets that Cynthia told me about her life, and she revealed so much of her life to me. And we thought, wow, you know, this is great. It made me want to reveal so much to her. And that's when we started this show.
Right. And looking at the two of you on the couch, you know, it just feels like I'm on the couch with one of my girlfriends having those kind of awkward conversations that don't feel awkward when you're having them, but we don't talk about them in public. So why this podcast? Why this video series? Do you think there's a need to shake up some of the stigma around some of these conversations?
I mean, I think for so many reasons, Joelle, it's like what we found ourselves saying time and time again when we were having conversations was, oh, I would never say this out loud, or I would never say this on the air. And we thought, oh, there's something here. And I think right now we're all inundated with a barrage of perfection online. And I think it's wreaked havoc on our mental health and our mental well-being. And so we know life is filled with messiness. It is filled with imperfections. It is filled with mistakes. And I think those ideas can fill us with a lot of shame and secrecy. And we thought, forget it. Let's liberate us all, or help liberate us all by sharing these embarrassing stories. We're putting ourselves out there in the hopes that people will also share with us.
I felt like during this podcast, it was also very therapeutic because I had Cynthia as an ear. I could tell her stories that I haven't even told some of my best friends, but Cynthia was open enough with me that I could share these stories with her, and now we're sharing them to everyone who wants to listen. So we're really happy that the show is out there.
I'm just sitting here so excited to hear the stories. And, you know, I've got to give kudos because you both have a platform. You're both brilliant, smart, intelligent women. So it's good to see you showing that other side and maybe some of the stuff that we're nervous to talk about. So I'll go to you first, Josie. Some insight into some of these conversations. Any favorites so far?
Our first podcast is incredibly revealing. I have a secret that I've been really scared to tell everyone, including everybody at my work. And during the first episode, we reveal that secret.
And can I just interject in here? So we were just walking around, we just released that first podcast, and we were walking around together over the weekend, and a woman stopped us and she said, I listened to your first podcast, and I've gone through the same experience that every woman who comes out of the hospital after giving birth listens to this. And even if you haven't, and you're planning on ever giving birth, you should listen to that first episode. But basically, we run the gamut. It's really about like secret desires. It's about fantasies. It's about embarrassing moments. It's about
cheating.
It's
about cheating,
which is a timely topic for sure right now in Toronto.
That's so great. I can't wait to listen, like I've been saying throughout. I might even force my husband to listen along with me, so it's going to be a great time in the Tomlinson household. Ladies, thanks so much. It launches tomorrow?
Officially on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
So instead of getting a bouquet of flowers, you can download our podcast.
And laugh. I hope you laugh as well.
Ladies don't want flowers. They want podcast downloads. Okay, so to listen, watch, follow along, and probably laugh along the way, check out CynthiaandJosie.com. Best of luck, and thanks again, ladies.
Thank you.
Bye.